Hi, friends. Welcome to this deep yoga stretch class. This is an all levels class, so everyone is welcome here to feel a full body stretch so that you can go through the rest of your day feeling amazing. That is the goal. Now, we'll use some props in this class. If you don't have them, don't worry, I'll give you alternative options. But what I have with me today is 2 blocks and a bolster. But it would be helpful if you grab a pillow from your couch or something similar like that. Now, let it sit up tall in the spine. Take a big inhale. Gentle hold at the top. Inside out the mouth. Relax in. Let's get started. We're going to start off class at the back of our mat in an easy seat. And before we get started, I'm Kate. If you've practiced with me before, then welcome back. And if you are new here, then I want to take a moment and just acknowledge that this practice is a judgment-free practice. So if you've had a challenging week, or if you're coming onto the mat with a lot of emotion or something going on in your life, we're just going to let that go. So take an inhale and exhale. Just release it. Just come right onto your mat. We'll do it again. Inhale nice and full. And exhale, just let it go. One more time, arms raise up in the air. Look up. And exhale, hands to heart center. 2 more times, just like that. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center. This one's a little different. Inhale, reach up, look up. And exhale, forward fold into your child's pose. Now, if your knees are together, you can take them apart. That gets a little bit deeper into the hips, but yogi's choice there. Maybe you rest your forehead on the mat. Maybe you roll it side to side. Little forehead massage. And while we're here, we'll set a little intention for our practice. Maybe how we want our day to go, or how we want to feel after this practice. Or maybe it's just how we want to show up today. And if you can't think of an intention, you can always borrow mine. The word that came to me today was light. And I just want to feel light and free. We'll seal it in with a breath. Inhale. Exhale it out. Inhale to your tabletop. Knees under hips, hands under shoulders, and inhale, look up, tummy drops, hip bones rise. Round, send your hips to the right as you exhale and round through the back, chin to chest. Send your hips to the left and inhale, look up. So we're taking cat-cow rounds. And keep going with your breath. Your exhale rounds your back. Your inhale looks up. And we'll reverse the direction. Start to exaggerate it. One more time. And come to neutral. Extend your left leg back in space. Get a nice, beautiful calf stretch here. The toes are tucked on the left leg. And then we'll lift our right knee up. Keep our left leg straight and come into a single leg downward dog. Try to shine through the back of the leg. Really feel a stretch through your left leg. At the same time, press your chest towards your knee. And exhale, drop the right knee down. And lift your hips back up. Bring that right knee with you. So this is giving you an opportunity to go a little bit deeper in your downward dog since we don't have both legs that are in extension at the same time. Bring the right knee down. Then bring the right knee up, downward dog. We'll do it one more time. Down. Up. Then down. Switch the knees out so the left knee is on the mat. The right leg is extended, toes tucked behind you. Pause for a moment here. Just feel the back of your right heel reaching towards the sky and the back of the space. Integrity through the arms. We're also working the arms and shoulders here. And then lift the hips. Left knee will come off the mat. Shine through the back of the right leg, a beautiful stretch as the heel reaches towards the ground. Press your chest towards both knees. Exhale. Come down. Left knee meets the mat. And send it back up. Single leg downward dog. Really slow, sweet movements. Then bring the left knee down. 2 more times. Downward dog. And down. Downward dog. And down. This one's different. Bring it up to one-legged downward dog. The left leg reaches towards the sky, open through the hip, bend through the left leg. Maybe you take ankle rotations here. Point the left knee up towards the sky so you're really opening. And exhale, step it forward, right in between your palms. The back knee comes down. Inhale, both arms up to the sky. Keep the ribs knitted in. Peel the arms into a cactus. See if you can squeeze like you're squeezing a pencil between your shoulder blades and lift your heart skyward. A little bit of a back bend. Hands come to the mat. Flex your front foot and straighten your leg. Hips go back in space, Ardha Hanuman, half splits. Square both hips, so both hips are in line. Inhale, rebend. Arms come up, back into your low lunge. Take your cactus arms again. Shine your heart forward and up. Hands meet the mat. Flex through the front foot and straight through the front leg. We'll take a few more breaths here this time. Pull your left hip back in space while you slightly guide your right hip forward to square off your hips. Allow your exhales to relax your body, to sink in a little bit deeper each time. No forcing, no judging, just allowing your body to open. Nourishing your body with full breaths. Then slowly sit your hips all the way back down onto the mat. Take your right foot, bring it to your inner thigh. Inhale to a really long spine, reach up. And exhale, fold forward. This is your first option to have your pillow or your blocks here to rest your head. For the deepest stretch, flex your toes back towards your face. It brings the stretch down your hamstring, down your calf, the plantar fascia, which is the arch of your foot, and even the digital slips, which is a really cute name for your toes. Maybe you close your eyes in this position. Allow yourself to melt in. And slowly come up. Bring your right foot back to where it was on the outside of your right hip. Point the knee facing forward, and we'll get a beautiful quad stretch by leaning back onto your elbows. Or if it's available, you can come down further. But listen to your body here. See if you can release any tension in the hips and release any gripping in your legs. Soften your face, the space between your eyes. Maybe even a little gentle smile comes to the sides of your lips. Then slower than you anticipate, come onto your elbows if you're not already there. And then slowly walk back up to a straight spine. Plant the front foot, bend back into the front leg, and step into your downward dog. Roll into your plank, and we'll lower down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Untuck the toes, squeeze the legs together. We'll stick our right arm straight out and we'll roll onto our right side. Shift the hips forward a bit so they're in line with your body, and use your left leg as a kickstand behind you. Option for your left arm to balance you in front, or if you're pretty groovy here, then reach your left arm back in space. If you are very flexible or feeling very open in your body today, you might grab hands behind you. But it's not necessary. Just one of the many options that you have in any pose. Feeling a beautiful stretch in our chest. No clenching of the face. Let it be gentle. 2 more breaths. Make them count. And gently release. Come back to center. We'll take a mini back bend here, coming into cobra pose. So zip up the legs. And inhale, shine your heart forward, press into the hands, shoulders away from the ears. Top of the feet pressing into the ground. And lower. Left arm comes out to the side. We'll take it onto the other side. Roll onto your left side. Adjust your hips so they're in line. Your right leg comes up like a kickstand, and your right hand It can be in front of you, or up in the air, or perhaps back, clasping onto your left hand. Wherever you are at, relax your face and take full breaths. Breathe into your chest. And slowly come through center. Press the top of the feet into the floor. Inhale into your up dog. Back bend, shining the chest forward. We'll take a moment here longer than usual, like in a regular vinyasa. Shoulders away from the ears, gentle face. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg up. Bend at the knee, open through the hip, point the knee at the sky and start to circle your ankle. And step the foot in between your palms. Back knee comes down. Inhale both hands up to the sky. Keep the ribs down towards the hip bones here. So we have a tendency to want to splay them open, but keep them pretty tight. Cactus your arms open as if you're squeezing a pencil. Between your shoulder blades, little back bend. And driving the hips forward, opening through the hip flexor on the left. Hands meet the mat, flex the front foot, and straighten through the front leg. Ardha Hanuman. Half splits. Inhale, rebend the front leg. Arms rise. And exhale, cactus them. Little mini back bend. Heavy in the hips. And both hands meet the mat. Straighten the front leg. Flex the toes back at your feet. We'll hold this one a little bit longer. Half splits. Option to have a block under your head here. Try to wrap your right hip back, your left hip forward a bit so both hips are in line. And slowly sit your hips all the way down towards the mat. Bring your left foot to your inner thigh. Inhale to a really long spine, arms rise. And exhale, fold forward. Single leg forward fold. Maybe bring your bolster, your pillow here, and really sink in. Taking full breaths and pointing your toes back towards your face to extend the stretch down the entire leg. We'll take 3 more big breaths here. Beautiful. Slowly, slowly start to come up. Remove any props that you have, and then bring your left foot to the outside of your hip as it just was before this. Your left knee is pointed towards the top of your mat, and we'll go for that quad stretch. So lean back, maybe on your elbows. Or maybe you can come all the way down. Work with where you're at. Just feel a sensation in your left quad. Keep breathing. You're doing well. Two more breaths. Then very slow, like you're moving through honey, slowly start to come up. First to your elbows, then to your hands. Tuck the back toe and start to rebend into your front leg. Step back into your downward dog. Roll into your plank. Exhale through your chaturanga or push-up. And inhale to your up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Really reach your chest towards your knees in this downward facing dog. Reach your heels towards the floor. Then slowly drop both knees to the mat. Keep your hands where they are, and we'll find puppy pose. So hands can be straight ahead, or for a little bit of an easier modification, bring your hands to the width of the mat. Forehead can come to the floor, or maybe you gaze up towards your fingertips. Slowly start to walk your hands back towards your body. We'll take a different variation that works the triceps in particular, and I find this pose to be particularly yummy. You'll need 1 or 2 blocks. Typically, my male students need 2 blocks because they have wider shoulders, but if you have 2, bring 2. If you don't have blocks, go to a counter nearby and we'll do the same thing, but your legs will be straight. You'll be standing in this position, hinged over at a 90-degree angle. For anyone who has blocks, we'll set up by pressing our elbows into both blocks. Prayer pose with the hands, 90-degree angle with the knees. And then your head is going to pass through the gateway of both arms. And you'll get this beautiful tricep stretch. Again, you can do this on a countertop, any countertop with both legs straight, meaning that you're standing up. While we're here, take small little pulses with your breath. Your inhale brings you out just a little bit, and your exhale sinks you in nice and heavy. Your inhale brings you out. Your exhale sinks you in. This is a pose that you can spend a lot of time in. So if you can pause the class or revisit this afterwards, I encourage you to do so. For everyone else, we're going to get out of this by walking our knees forward and then slowly coming up. Beautiful. Give it a few shoulder rolls. Bring some blood flow back into this area. And we'll place our blocks off to the side. Not too far off, we're still going to grab them in the next few minutes. And we'll come into our last hip opening pose, frog pose. So come to the long edge of your mat. Walk our knees very, very wide. And our ankles are going to be a little bit wider than our knees. Flex your feet. And we'll come down, folding into our frog pose. I'm bringing my bolster along with me to get nice and comfy and make this a juicy little stretch. You can also stack up blocks on your chest for support. Find a way to make this comfortable for you. The more comfortable you are in this pose, the more you'll open up. And you'll notice that your knees will want to go a little bit wider after 20 seconds or so. You'll just keep settling into the pose. And we're going to help that along with our breath. So take a big inhale here. And a nice long exhale. Closing down the eyes. Settling in. Maybe you walk your knees a little bit wider now. And keep your hips pressed back so they're in line with your hips. Beautiful. A few more breaths here. If you're not on your elbows, come up to your elbows. Bring your ankles in towards each other first. Then start to walk your knees in. Frog pose is so great. The more time you can spend in frog pose, the better you're going to feel. Our last pose, we're going to take both blocks. You can also use a pillow for this as well. And we're going to set them up vertically in a single file line towards the top of our mat. We're going to take a final chest opener. This is more of a restorative posture. So you're going to lay down on the blocks or the pillow. You're going to start the blocks right where your shoulder blades start. So your hips are on the ground, but your chest is elevated. You can take two positions with your legs. Bring your feet as wide as the mat, knees together. That might feel beautiful after frog pose. Or jump into it more, pun intended, and bring bottom of the feet together for diamond legs or Supta Baddha Konasana. Your hands can be anywhere that feels good. Play around with them. Maybe that means on your stomach. Maybe that means on your thighs. Maybe you're open and accepting. Gently close the eyes down. Release any tension between the eyebrows. Soften the space around your eyes. Soften the space between your upper and lower eyelid. Relax the jaw. Relax the throat. Let the shoulders be heavy. Let the arms and hands be heavy. Release any tension or clenching in the abdomen. Relax the hips. Relax the thighs, the knees, the calves, the feet, and the toes. Your body feeling very heavy and relaxed. Deepen your breath. If your eyes are closed, start to slowly blink them open. Start to wiggle your fingers. If your knees are open, bring them pointed up towards the sky. And we'll come onto our elbows nice and slow. There's no rush. Then come to an easy seat. We'll take a moment of stillness and gratitude of our practice. So maybe your hands are closed down over your knees to embrace your energy that you've created. Or maybe they're palm face up in an act of acceptance. Just natural breathing. We're not doing anymore. Just being in our vessel. And send your breath right to your heart center. Feel a sense of gratitude, knowing that your heart beats for you without thinking about doing so. Feeling blessed for moving on our mat, being capable of doing so, and being capable of taking the time in our day to gift ourselves this time. Put your hands right at the heart. Namaste. Sweet friends. I hope you have a beautiful rest of today, whatever that looks like. And I hope to see you on the mat soon, friends. Have a good one.